Howdy doody fellas, this is your host Super Poopy, and today I'm going to be showing you how do you go from a 140-pound beta male with zero pussy to a mad pussy magnet juggernaut that I am now. I'm just kidding, guys, okay? It's just as simple as I'm going to be showing you my physique right when I was lost in the sauce. I was going to college, figuring it out. You know, I had people putting me down saying I ain't gonna make anything of myself, including my goddamn brother-in-law. Goddamn, that motherfucker talk mad shit. And don't worry, karma hits him, and we're not gonna bring that up till later, all right? And you know, I had a schizo brother that was just killing the mood, and all bunch of testosterone killers. On top of that, I was, like I said, 140 pounds. Now, I'm not gonna teach you how to pass the CFT, the PFT, or whatever. All right, this is not to pass your 3 mile. All right, this is just my experience and the pros and cons to my fitness journey and how it all went. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and watch 3 videos, all right? So the first one's going to be me looking like a fucking crackhead and talking about my fitness journey and where I'm starting.
Well, howdy guys, it's the first video I take of working out. I've been working out for 2 weeks already, and I tell you, I've been doing a lot of shoulder shrugging, and as you can see, you got a bit of a thing going on here on the shoulders, quite a slant. Shoulders, not so much, so that sucks. We need to find a better workout. Still flat on the chest, my abs are looking bad, I'm not gonna lie. I've been not doing much cardio, and I kind of feel bad for that, but you know, it's never too late to change. So yeah, but so far these shrugs, we're getting pretty good progress, so yeah, that's pretty good one. And in case you're wondering why I'm just looking around back there, it's because there's a mirror, so I'm kind of just checking myself out. My back is looking chunky. In fact, I kind of look fat. These things, I don't know what they are, but I want to get rid of them. It's basically just big blobs of fat. It's kind of nasty. Not a big fan of it. So yeah, that's why we need the cardio. So yeah, this is what I got so far, and I probably won't release this video till I finally get fit.
So as you can see, you look like a total crackhead, extremely skinny, but guess what I did? I was like, this is some bullshit. Motherfuckers telling me to get my license, but nobody teaching me. They're just quick to talking shit. Fuck it, we ball. We talked to the Air Force recruiter. He said I'm retarded, but guess what? There was a gunnery sergeant in the Marine Corps recruiter, and he hit me up. He's like, come here, stupid. I got you. I'm like, fuck yeah. So I became a pulley. I started working out. I started cutting weight because at this point, I became pretty skinny fat. And on top of that, my body just reeked of depression and defeat. But you know what? There was hope. There was a light. So I started putting in the work, and I started cutting pretty good. And this next video you're going to see is me right before boot camp. So technically, I'm still a pulley and right en route to become a recruit and then soon to be a Marine. Let's watch it. Howdy doody, fellas. This is your host, Super Poopy, and tomorrow is my boot camp date, all right? And we're going to see my body before and after boot camp. That's right. Here's my cock. No, I'm just kidding. I am not a sick fuck, but we're going to see what I look like right now. I did just lose weight not too long ago. Obviously, I did PT. At the beginning of the pulley program, I was about 220 pounds. So, unfortunately, we didn't get a before and after of that. But as you can see, I still have some fat here. Still grabbable and whatnot. Very cool. By the way, I'll be honest. Socks, okay? My cock is big. The thing is, when it's not erected, it's like, it's kind of like a Pokemon ball. It's this little thing, but when you need it, it's like, you know, I'm hung like a fucking, this is not about my dick, but anyways, you can see the development of my upper body. You see my traps and shoulders, not so much, so I'm quite disappointed with my arms. However, I will be provided with a gym in the Marine Corps. Obviously, Marines need to stay fit. However, the thing that I mostly notice is my chest beefing up. Alright, that's freaking awesome. Look at that shit. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you know, doing all the pull-ups. So, I've never really looked into my back, but who knows? I'll probably relook at the video. But yeah, the only thing I can see from here is my chest for sure is bigger. Obviously, there is no abs. I did gain a lot of fat. You guys probably have never seen me when I was in high school, but yes, believe it or not, I used to be anorexic. Fucking crazy. But anyways, oh, as for legs, don't worry, I have underwears under. My legs, they've always been this shape, decently fit, pretty girthy or whatnot. No, there's some muscle on them. We're not really like my family's like really skinny usually, but you know, over time you get fat and your metabolism goes to shit, and you start to store everything, and you know this happens and all that shit. But yeah, I mean that's about it. All I have to show. Anyways, boot camp, we're there. So the only thing you will notice is that there is development a little bit in my arms and shoulders, and the main thing you could see is the traps and chest developing. I have very blessed genetics for chesticles and my traps. So as you can see, that is developing, but I'm still not eating enough. Or sure I am, but you know, you got to start somewhere, obviously. And over here, this next video, you're going to see me right after boot camp. So check this out. Howdy doody, fellas. This is your host, Super Poopy. Let me tell you something, alright? Look at all this fucking weight. Yeah, I've been doing meth, alright? I'm in the bathroom of 7-Eleven. Nah, I'm just kidding. The bathrooms in 7-Eleven are not, unfortunately, as clean as these, alright? But look, check this out. I lost a crap ton of weight. But let me tell you something, alright? I already graduated from the boot, okay? Now, I gotta escape MCRD before I get NJP'd and arrested by the MPs. Nah, I'm just fucking kidding. But guys, just a quick update. I am fucking back, okay? I still gotta go to MCT. Unfortunately, I did fuck up one of my legs. But, again, I'm gonna disappear for a while. But right now, I'm in BMP, which is Broken Marine Program. I fucked up my leg, so I'm going to be here for a while. So I get to make videos, but in MCT I'm not gonna. I'm going to be here for a little bit, very little. So I'll make as many videos as I can, and I'll keep you guys updated. Oh, look at me. Look at this. I used to be chunky. Now look at me. Alright, like and subscribe, guys. Mucho love. Take care. So basically, as you can see, boot camp is 3 months long, and it's nothing but cardio and absolute cutting. There is some strength training, so there's some muscle there. I think there was some muscle depletion, but overall, you could see the major difference and the cut in fat. I'm pretty sure I was 160 right before the Marine Corps, and during this, I got back down to 140. But I would argue I look a little bit better than when I completely started working out. I mean, there was a time when I was working out in high school, but I don't really count that. Like, who gives a shit? But yeah, over time, you're going to see the development of when I was in BMP, so I wasn't MCT yet. Unfortunately, I got injured on my leg. So you will see the progression of that going on to MCT. So there was a decent amount of muscle strength gain and whatnot, but also there was undisciplined with the diet, and this is a constant problem I keep having. But like in boot camp and MCT, you're hiking a lot, you're doing a lot of cardio, and you're constantly on the move. So when you're out there just sweating it off, exercising and hiking, you're burning a crap ton of calories. So although that was quite beneficial for leaning up, it wasn't very good for muscle gain. I'm sure my legs did get significantly stronger, especially with the MREs. But that being said, every time I was in the chow hall, dude, I was just craving cheeseburgers and fries, man, or the hot dog. So, I would say it's pretty good, but a hiccup when it comes to muscle gain. So, next up is Missouri. Right here, we have a little bit of a slowdown, you know, we're just training. We get weekends off, and it's not constant training. It's not as intense. There's the occasional PT, but for the most part, we had to PT ourselves, okay? So, I was going to the gym. I was being very well disciplined, but something I was not doing is eating enough, all right? I was only eating, like twice to 3 times a day. This is terrible. And I'm spending 3 hours at the gym. So the gym time, the effort, the pushing, it's all great, but I am just not eating enough food. Therefore, I gain a very lean and cut look. Although something you will notice throughout this process is that my body likes to collect and be stubborn with the fat in my lower abdomen and love handles, especially love handles. And, it's pretty gnarly. And, you know, as I get to North Carolina, you'll see me, and yeah, you could see the upper strength gain. My traps starting to slant, my chest getting bigger, but because there was an increase in alcohol consumption, I would argue, when I got to North Carolina, that's when I became an alcoholic, and obviously that's going to kill your gains, all right? So obviously, sure, you're making moderate gains, but you're also gaining a lot of fat from the alcohol. So that was pretty bad. And you know what? I freaking even got into a couple fights there, and yeah, I was at fault, but hey, at least I won. That's all that matters, right? But yeah, I hope that guy's ass who I kicked, I hope he's doing all right. I have zero beef with him. But yeah, so again, unpredictable schedule, and on top of that, I accidentally butted heads with some of the sergeants, which is not cool. But at the same time, I was like, we ain't doing shit. Just let me spend all the day in the gym. You know what I mean? At this point, I was using the gym as a cope and not a way of progressing my physique. You know what I mean? So that's going to be a bit of a pickle. So, early MCAS Miramar. I started locking in at the gym more. I'm cooling it with the alcohol ever so slightly. All right, during my early career. And I start to lean up pretty good. I get there, I'm pretty freaking toned. I look great, I look awesome, but also this one time I decided to drink a little too much, and I got a little too silly on YouTube, and the video got in the hands of the command, and they were not a big fan of it, if you know what I mean. And I kind of criticized BLM, and my sergeant major and first sergeant were black, so that didn't help. I also goofed on females in uniform, which is not cool. But also, the sergeant major at the time, who was in a Katy Perry music video, has a questionable past according to Reddit. This is not me saying it. This is just what's on Reddit. Don't fucking shit on me. But the first sergeant, I dab her up. And she was nice to me, move on, feelings aside. It's like, hey, we're both professionals, and I've improved as an individual. I would dab up the first sergeant. Okay? So, although I disagree on BLM, it is what it is. But I'd still dab you the fuck up and respect you. That being said, let's see, what was next? I got sent to rehab because of that video. And what do you have in rehab? 0 alcohol. It's a month long. You got great friends. At least the Marines were. The Navy, they were kind of like wussy-esque, if that makes sense. I wouldn't call them straight up pussy. Some of them were. But basically, you had a bunch of alcoholic, angry men raging with testosterone and just a circle jerk of motivation. I got a best friend. His name's John, freaking artillery guy, and I still talk to him till this day. Another friend who's a machine gunner. I forgot to not say their names. I'm sure John wouldn't mind, though. But, yeah, really great guys. Still talk to them till this day. And, we worked out together. We fucking built a lot of muscle. I got really toned again. I got pretty muscular. And typically at this time in my Marine Corps career, I was only pushing around 8 pull-ups. When I got fresh out of rehab, I was pushing 14 pull-ups because every smoke break, we had a smoke break like every hour. All right. And I wouldn't smoke. I would get there, start mashing fucking pull-ups. And as I said before, I don't give a shit if you're having a mental breakdown under the shade. Fuck you, I'm gonna do pull-ups, all right? But anyways, yeah, so that was fun. That was really cool, and I got some great friends out of it, but also I got in a questionable relationship out of that. And what do you do once you get in a relationship? You go on dates, you fucking eat, and you get fat. So that slowed me down a little bit, and on top of that, the relationship was pretty ass, on both sides. I'm not going to go into detail into that because I don't want to spill some beans. But in conclusion, the relationship was ass, okay? But yeah, and that put a hiccup on my fucking progress. But that being said, there was more food consumption. There was actual muscle gains and whatnot, all right? And I was getting stronger, but I was also getting fatter. And this is most unfortunate. Now, like I said, I was getting fatter because I had to get into unhealthy cuts, all right, to make height and weight. And I would have to hit the treadmill. I have to wear sweatsuits, mainly hazmat suits. So I was extra stinky, if you know what I mean. On top of that, I had just found out that my friends from home, Victorville, turned out to be backstabbing pieces of shit who were just talking mad shit to my bro, who's, not physical bro, but he's the homie, who's an Army vet. Basically saying like, oh, he thinks he's better than you because he's a Marine. It's like, no, dude, that nigga is combat arms. On top of that, My mentor before I met that homie was an Army vet, construction. I'm like, it just makes no sense. Why would I look down on the Army when they quite literally raised me and made me the great man that I am? So obviously, I'm going to be sad about this. This is going to be some bullshit. All right. On top of that, I have to engage in unhealthy cuts. And, I just mentally break. I want to drink. I want to eat. I'm still lifting, but I'm cutting low on the cardio. And on top of that, the diet is absolute ass. But fortunately, a week after this, after seeing those pieces of shit from Victorville for the last time, I got to meet the Taft brothers, Shizzy and Jizzy. And this just, seeing them compete, and it's not just them, it's seeing other bodybuilders. It was so awesome to see that Greek body physique, seeing, what's it called, Organic Gains, I believe. I'll tag him somewhere. And then on top of that, I got to shake the guy's hand, talk to him a little bit. It was very little, and get a picture with him. Obviously, it's a video, but, and I also got to see the Taft brother, and I'm just like, these guys are so fucking cool. They're so awesome. I had a shitty fucking past a whole month, a couple months, I would argue. And, just seeing these guys compete and flex and all that shit, like no homo, but that shit made my dick hard, all right? And on top of that, I will say that Taff, or Jizzy, as he used to call himself, really motivated my new sense of style, especially because it's so loose, and I like the way the shirt rests on his shoulders and traps. It just looks so awesome. And on top of that, one of the main reasons was because it's very concealed carry friendly. But anyways, that's not what this video's about. But yeah, after that, I just felt a testosterone boost, and I got so motivated. I started eating so much more and slightly cleaner. Obviously, there was still drinking in the process going on, but oh my God, I would say towards like the last year of my Marine Corps career, physique was peaked the fuck out. Obviously, the gut and the love handles were still there, but yeah. And again, I don't have the best physique. I'm talking about my personal experience, but yeah. But yeah, towards the end of my career, my traps were massive. My shoulders were finally catching up, because before, if you notice, my shoulders were very lackluster, and I treated shoulders like leg day for some reason. I would think it's boring. And, I would get excited about leg day, especially hitting the glutes machines. And I don't hit anything too wild that puts too much stress on my back, or, that are going to cause me shin splints, because my legs are sensitive little bitches, unfortunately, and swimming would probably be beneficial. But at this time, late in my career, this is when I claimed the title of benching 225 all by myself. All right, I got that strong. I single repped it, and I know, too, a lot of people that are just genetically born awesome. I don't have those genetics. So this is a huge milestone for me. I'm very proud of myself. I lifted heavy, still can't run for shit. And at this time, I got told to do height and weight. My maximum weight is 193. I passed weight at about, 221 pounds. I think it was like 27 pounds over. Because my fat was low and my muscle was high, I was able to get past tape. And I'm like, this is so fucking awesome and a huge flex. Sure, I can't run for shit, but I just passed height and weight, 27 pounds overweight, via fucking muscle. I'm like, wow, I feel great. I'm on top of the world. My circle around me, my friends have all improved, and it just feels fucking awesome. All right, I'm on top of the fucking world, and on top of that, as I got bigger and way more muscular, I realized that people go from bullying you to having to fucking tolerate you. And it's just like, I ain't taking shit no more. And on top of that, a lot of these young Marines, not saying I was an innocent motherfucker. At a lot of times, I was a piece of shit. I'll admit it. But, you got a lot of motherfuckers that be like trying to maintain their high school status is like as a cool kid or something, like, hey, I'm cool. Hey, I'm gonna lie to you about getting laid this weekend. I'm so cool. Bitch, get to the fucking gym. Go socialize. Go shoot a gun. Go out and hike. Oh my fucking god. Imagine missing out on the bros because pee hard. You fucking low T insufferable bitch. Alright? It's fucking annoying. It's just so fucking annoying. Alright? Because over time, at least as I learn as I've gotten older, it feels like pussy just becomes more of a fucking nuisance. Alright? And on top of that, if you don't fuck, sure, you'll be hornier and whatnot because your testosterone is rising. But try to hold that in and recycle that fucking energy. Alright? It's like fucking nitrous. Alright? And on top of that, I am eating better than ever. I'm stronger than ever. And yeah, they keep on trying to hit me with the fucking height and weight. But hey, same thing. Alright? It's all muscle. You may call me fat. You may call me whatever. But at the end of the day, I passed height and weight. Fucking 27 pounds overweight, quote unquote, with muscle. Oh, at last, I'm out of the Marine Corps. Your boy is officially unemployed and doesn't know what the fuck to do. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go back to Victorville. Things haven't changed. The schizo bro is still there, losing his mind, basically just fucking shitting on the environment out there. So mentally, it's just ass, but now I come back as a fucking tank. I'm big, I'm muscular, my confidence is up, and on top of that, I dabbed up everyone. Everyone who I respected in my unit, I dabbed them up. Sure, there was a couple fucking assholes, but hey, you know what? A lot of people were like, okay, I'm leaving to my next unit, bye. That's it. No, I looked my major in the eye and I dabbed him up. I was like, hey man, I know you was talking shit, but I still respect you. At the end of the day, you're just doing your fucking job, all right? I shook the hand of the sergeant major, the new one, not the one with the questionable past, all right? According to people on Reddit, all right? I'm not the one saying this. The new one, obviously, I don't want to say any direct names, but I genuinely looked to that guy. He's pretty short, but he's fucking jacked, and he's a grunt. All right, as a child, I looked up to these motherfuckers because they're so badass. And not only is this guy already a badass, but he's fucking bulk. All right, he's fucking yoked. All right, and it's just really awesome and motivational to see that guy just exist around me. So yeah, unfortunately, had to leave, but also, hey, next step in life. This is awesome. I'm gonna try to figure it out. So I go back home, I'm still getting that protein, and I'm going to my local Gold's Gym. Freaking awesome, still making progress, still eating a lot. Mom will still shit on me for eating so many goddamn eggs. This is no longer the chow hall. But, you know, I gotta maintain the gains. Now, after realizing I can't find a job for shit up in California, fuck this place. Homie's just like, come move to a mid-state with me. I'm like, I bet. All right? And so this is where the new chapter begins. So I move into homie's basement. You know, he's got his wife and his 2 kids there, and it's good energy, positive energy. They're all homies. All right. You got little homie too, and you got homie and his cool wife. They're all great people, and they took me in. But unfortunately, homie only ate twice a day. And although he said, hey man, buy whatever groceries you want, help yourself to the top ramen, and use the kitchen whenever you want. At the end of the day, it was still his kitchen. And, you know, I respect homie. So it's just like, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm freeloading too much. And unfortunately, I went down to eating only twice a day. And at this time, and I forgot to mention, I was around, yeah, like I said, 222 pounds when I got out of the Marine Corps. At this time, I lost 10 pounds. I was back down to 208 pounds, around there somewhere. 208 to 210. So that was not good. But again, you know, it is what it is. But what matters is that I got the positive energy. We're making progress, and this is an investment so we could get a job and continue to fund the fitness journey. Okay. After that, I went about a month living in my homie's basement. I managed to get a job and my own place. All right. So I'm still weighing in at like 208 pounds, but it was like, it's time to begin. I got a source of income and I got my own fucking place. This is awesome. All right. And I start lifting again. And you know what? I start looking into the sauce. All right. AKA SARMS. You know what I mean? Because I had a homie who tried that out, and I was known as the fit one for a while. But then this homie just mysteriously surpasses me. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I was a dedicated natty, And then I'm like, this is some bullshit. I'm going to poke around with that. All right. So, yeah, I do end up making the progress. I do end up getting bigger, and I would argue even bigger than when I was in the Marine Corps. Slightly bigger, obviously, because, you know, I'm only making so much money, and protein is expensive. It's pretty expensive stuff, all right? But, yeah, as I said, I get my job. I'm working it. On top of that, there's heavy lifting in the job, and on top of that, there's a lot of heavy stuff there, and I would do improvised workouts sometimes because it's one of those things where you got to reset the machine every 5 minutes, and then in between, if you're running only a few machines, you could hit a couple reps. I was getting big, I was getting muscular, but also I had no time to meal prep. So where were my gains coming from? Burger King. All right, I'm not even lying. A lot of these gains were coming from Burger King, the Bacon King. The Bacon King has 70 grams of protein. That is freaking awesome, but it also has a lot of calories and a lot of fat. Obviously, it has bacon, not a very clean source of protein. Everyone recommends chicken, but my relationship with chicken, is just absolutely destroyed after the Marine Corps. All right, so I don't want to have that shit. And I would say I hit the 225 mark again. All right, I was starting to rep about 2 this time. So I was barely holding on to that title, but no doubt I was the biggest I've ever gotten. But yeah, and like I said, I started hitting on the testosterone boosters, and I realized my mood was all the way happy. My relationship to God got way better. I started getting more muscular, more motivated, and just that positive energy hitting off me was just rubbing off on everyone around me. All right, not in the gay way, but in a spiritual and godly way. I felt the Holy Spirit just fucking get jacked in my soul. All right, it's like my heart's a gym and the fucking Holy Spirit has entered it to hit some fucking reps. It was amazing. It was very anabolic, but it's all not sunshine and rainbows, okay? Back acne was getting pretty insane, so typical side effect of SARMs and or steroids or testosterone boosters or whatever. And another thing, my heart was racing. I would simply lay down in bed and just lay flat calmly. And my current girlfriend, God bless her soul, she's been nothing but awesome and great. And very much been a compliment to my life. And, you know, due to past experiences, I can notice red flags. I haven't noticed shit. All right? And we communicate and we agree on things. We have middle grounds. So it's awesome when we both respect each other's boundaries. So she has really added to my fitness progress, I would argue. But obviously in early relationships, you gain a little bit of weight. But as I was saying, yeah, I would lay down in bed softly, and she noticed my heart was racing like if I just finished sprinting, and my body was emitting a lot of heat. It's crazy. And yeah, I had to stop because I'm like, yo, my heart is going to double in size and my heart is just going to fail and I'm going to die of a heart attack. I need to stop this. So although it just felt super awesome at the end of the day, it was making me age like a motherfucker, okay? And another thing that I found very interesting is that the girlfriend said I smelled different when I was on the roids. Apparently, I did some research, and a lot of steroids make you boost up in freaking pheromones and make you a pussy magnet. So pretty crazy. So that's very awesome and interesting. But yeah, as soon as I got off, it's like, oh, you still smell good, but you smell different. And I found that very, very interesting. That's really cool. But yeah, for the most part, I have maintained the gains. But as you can see, obviously, once you get off the roids, your testosterone is going to take a dip. You're going to be softer, you're going to be slower, and you're more prone to being sad. I wasn't really sad. I was just more sluggish and tired. But also I did have to process a lot of stress that I went through in the past that I was just putting in the back of my head. So not a very good combination. But yeah, for the most part, I would argue I'm pretty checked mentally. You know, I've grown through learning most things the hard way, okay? So That's what I would say. But as you can see, I have maintained the gains. The gut did, in fact, get bigger. But, yeah. And right now, I would say at this moment, I don't think I even experienced roid rage. Well, there was this one time where I broke a door, but you know, there was a lot. There was a lot going on in the background. All right, and I did pay for it. I did pay for it. But also I just finished a 10-hour drive, and it still doesn't excuse my behavior. And on top of that, I was back in Victorville where I damn near hated everybody. And yeah, you know, my brother-in-law, I realized the one that used to talk mad shit for me not moving out or trying to figure shit out. You know, I was still trying to figure out life. But he wasn't picking me up either. He was just kicking me and just being like, "Oh, you're a bum. You're not doing anything with your life." Yeah, well, it turns out that fucker's in the midst of a divorce, and one of their daughters identified as trans. So, you know, karma, motherfucker. At the end of the day, I'm pushing 225. I have a great relationship, and I got a new house, a new place that's even bigger. And yeah, you know, life is good. I'm picking up hunting. I'm still lifting, and now I'm doing peptides, which increases testosterone naturally, and I'm hitting enclomiphene and BPC 157, which I hit those two right after the roids in order to maintain my testosterone, and so my estrogen won't boost up and I won't have gyno like Togi, which, like, mad respect to Togi. That dude motivates me. Mainly his energy and drive. I understand there's a lot of motherfuckers that are like, "Oh my God, I need to become another Togi." It's like, dude, be your own self. It's just like, learn from others, but like, oh my God, they're like, "Oh my God, everyone's gambling, so I gotta gamble too." It's so cool to be a degenerate. How about just fucking be yourself? Fucking retard. Even Togi says this, for crying out loud. So, like, have the people you look up to, like the Taft brothers, Togi and all that, and you know, feed off their energy and make your own content. Make your own thing. All right? Find God. Get better. Improve. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, I was also taking estrogen blockers too while I was on the road, so don't forget that, because if you get a surge of testosterone, then you're gonna get a surge of estrogen because your body wants to even out. So there has to be large commitment when you're on the roids, but overall I wouldn't recommend it. But hey, at the end of the day, people were telling me don't do this. I did it anyway. So what I encourage you to do is just learn things the hard way, because that's the best way I've learned. But also, to be fair, I've gotten lucky so many goddamn times. All right, so this has been my journey, man. And right now I'm weighing in at 240. I have fallen off a little bit, but I'm catching up again. The peptides are starting to kick in. But yeah, anyways, like, subscribe, much love, take care. It's been your host, Super Poopy. This has been like a little bit of a different video, but I hope you enjoyed.
Come on! Get it out! To be alive! If you can't do that, then